Hexxen for the Sega Saturn. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. And I'm going to forward this review with saying I did not get through this game because I really just couldn't figure out what the hell was going on in Hexxen. Now, does that make it a bad game? Absolutely not. Now, Hexxen was released for the Sega Saturn, I believe the PS1 also, in 1996. It was made by id Software, and I believe it was originally a PC game. Now, id Software is known for their early 90s style of first-person shooters. They're the company that kind of popularized the genre with stuff like Doom and Wolfenstein, I believe. And in Hexxen, it kind of takes that same merit of their style of games. However, it's not a first-person shooter, it's more of a first-person action game. Now, in this game, you're kind of sucked into the world of Hexxen, and it's just kind of strange, and everything's really weird going on. You get to choose from, I think, 3 to 4 different characters in the beginning. Each one has their own specific set of skills. I chose the fighter only because he has like a big spiky fist that you can go around, punch people with it. You can also get different weapons as you go. Like I did get Thor's axe at one point, and you're, I guess, more powerful against enemies. Now, Hexxen, at least on my TV, still looks relatively decent if you adjust the brightness. The music is really cool. I like the music of this game. And it's just id Software style of game, if that makes sense, from that time period. You basically go around, enemies attack you, you beat the enemies. There's little puzzles and stuff to solve, which help you progress through the game. And it just gets a little bit more interesting and weirder as time goes on. Now, the back of the game says, while you were battling the evil forces of Desparl, the other serpent riders were busy sowing the seeds of destruction in other dimensions. One such dimension is the decaying world of Hexxen, a world littered with mangled corpses of non-believers. Only 3 humans, so it's only 3, a warrior, a mage, and a cleric, have escaped the leader's vicious spell. Now, these 3 brave souls have sworn to crush the evil regime that threatens to destroy the world forever. Now, pretty much, Hexxen, as I was mentioning, is like a Doom-style game. It looks like Doom, except a little more advanced because it was a 32-bit game versus Doom probably originally being a 16-bit game. And I know I'm going to get told I'm wrong on that. But anyway, the game itself, like I said, plays fine. It still looks relatively decent if your TV has the ability to handle old school graphical games in a beat up looking way. And if you guys could get into Hexxen, I think you'll like it. It's not that expensive of a game. And the game itself, I did find some charm in it. I did find fun to it, even though I didn't beat the game. You know, there's not really much I can say about it aside from the art style, the music, and the gameplay. They're all really cool, but aside from that, it kind of just feels a little bit more like what a first-person shooter game used to play like, even though there's a little twist on it. But I would definitely recommend, if you guys can get your hands on Hexxen for a decent price. I think I got this for like 20 bucks, so it's not super expensive. It's definitely worth the play because it's definitely an interesting game. I think one of the reasons I really never figured out what was going on is I've never been big into first-person shooters, especially of that time period. But I know they have a huge following. And I think Hexxen, to a lot of people, from my understanding, because I talked to a few friends who've played the game, they love the game and loved it when it came out. So maybe I'm just catching it at a bad time. And I'll probably play this again in the future, just to try to get a little farther. It does support saving, and it does support a password system, which is interesting, because usually you don't see both of those in a game. However, I guess it works out, because if your Saturn's memory was filled, or if your backup battery was dead, you still have the password system, I guess, in hopes of rejoining the battle, you know, where you left off, unless I'm completely wrong and the password system was used for something completely different. But, you know, that's my little quick review on Hexxen. It does mention that it is only a 1-player game, but it's not a terrible game at all. I do like it. As I mentioned, I didn't get too far in it, but I would definitely say don't take my word for it. Pick this one up if you can. If you can play it on a different system also, play it. Give Hexxen a chance. And let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, have a good one, guys.